Hi everyone, welcome back to another pick a card reading for the heart and soul. I'm Cheryl Hornish. Hi, and I'm the author of the Path of the Soul, Divine Guidance, and Return of Spirit deck. So today's question is a bit of an open question, but our pick a card is answers to your deepest questions, and I feel like these are the ones that have kind of been playing around in your heart and your mind. And they could be the quiet ones that are just whispering in the background to you, seeking this kind of answer on your spiritual path and your personal life. So I'm really excited about this one. Also, if you guys ever have suggestions about what you would like for topics for our pick a cards, please share them with me down below, because my ideas are very limited and you guys are really brilliant at coming up with some good pick a card topics. So please do share that down below. And I am available for personal readings. I'm just going to say I've decided to leave my readings at the sale price until this whole kind of global pandemic sort of thing has begun to settle, because I realized over the last month just how much of an impact it has made financially for people. So just to let you know that. Now we have our big froggies. I love these guys, but I'm so little I can barely see over them. So it's our 2-tiered reading as normal, and the top tier is the main part of your reading. And so this is going to be card choice card choice 2, and card choice 3. All right. Now for the second tier, we're going to be doing charms and pulling one card. And I love doing the charms because it adds a lot of like real everyday kind of life stuff into this reading and really completes it. So for our choices, we have our little treasure chest boxes full of charms. So our choice is going to be choice A, choice B, or choice C, right? And as always, you're more than welcome to pick more than one card choice, more than one box, whatever your heart is drawn to, you just do that. And I will see you guys in just a sec. Hi guys. Okay, for those of you who have chosen our froggy number 1, he's so cute, isn't he? Wish I was that zen all the time. And let's see what we have here. Okay. Right off the bat, we'll put this way. We have the magical card. And that one is interesting because it's talking about seeing the magic in everyday life. And a lot of the times it's kind of like, I know this sounds hokey, and I am so not into hokey spirituality, but a lot of the times it's about things having this magical kind of quality to how they are unfolding or manifesting in your life. Okay. Ooh, okay. This is the footprints card. So I have to say, with this one coming out, this one is very much about path, purpose, that calling in your heart, that, the drive in your soul that says, I need to do something meaningful in this world, and I need to do something that matters or makes a difference. And this card is all about the footprint or the mark that you leave on the world. So I have to say, for you guys in group 1, that this card reading is around path and purpose. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. And we have Lion Guide. And I love this guy. I'm sure you can see this lion-ish kind of face in here, the 2 eyes, this nose, and the big lion chin. Now that is interesting, especially that it's coming out with this footprints card, because the Lion Guide is here to, as far as answers to your deepest questions. This is kind of saying, this is about you stepping into your power and realizing that your life is your kingdom and you are king of your jungle, you know. And just to note, this is a master number 33. So we're talking about higher spiritual energies, higher vibration. And I feel like, it, you know, they're talking not just on the base level in your life of like taking personal responsibility and the actions that you need to do. I feel like this is on a very core or deep level that they're talking about you coming to realize who is really in control and in power in your life, right? Okay, and oh, nice. Okay, and we have the alignment card. And I always see this as like, you know, these two circles and then the energy of things. I see it as almost like, you know, things that are out in the ethers that are beginning to transform from non-matter or energy vibration into physical form. And it's kind of like this readjustment or realignment of things coming in for you guys. So with that, I have to say it has that manifesting sort of feel to it, but there's also something that when we are in a transitionary kind of period in our lives, you know, it does feel a little bit unstable because things have to break apart in order to get rebuilt again. And so there's something about you guys really coming into alignment here. And I feel like with that lion guide card, in one aspect or in some degree, they are talking about you coming into alignment with your own sense of personal power, and coming into alignment with your path and purpose. Okay, and we still have 2 more cards to draw, and that will you know, give us a little bit more of a complete picture. So group 1, answer to the deepest questions. Okay, so we have this, and no. I always try to argue when I'm drawing cards. I don't know why. Okay, and we have the intuition card, and this seems to be like a hot card for the last few weeks. It's been coming out in every single reading, and I'm drawing them randomly. So, you know, I feel like they are talking in one way about, yes, of course, your standard idea of your intuition, you know, and working that, because that 6th sense is a natural sense, just like your 5 senses that you have here. You've come with all of them, and it is about developing that, your intuition and things like that for a deeper spiritual connection. But because of the other cards that are out here, what I'm feeling with this intuition card this week for you guys is a lot about really honoring what your heart is calling for you to do, for what you want your life to look like. You know, a lot of the times we get these quiet whisperings that, you know, I want to be doing this, or I would like to have that this is where I need to go or what I need to do. And that is our intuition, right? The intuition works through our heart. And then our logical mind just steps right in. It butts right in where it has absolutely no business. And it overrides this quiet, beautiful, whispering intuition connection that we have. It steps in and goes, who do you think you are? You know, what kind of crazy idea is that? You have no skill in that area. You could never move to that place. You can't be this. You can't be that. And it talks us right out and right off. And I feel like that's a lot of what they're talking about with that intuition card, because this is about you guys really coming into your path and your purpose. And so they're kind of giving you a pointer here as to what one of the little blockages is here, because it's those quiet things, the things that you find you're just like, you know, when you have a quiet moment and you find you've just drifted off and you're daydreaming about things. That is how intuition works. It works through the faculty of our imagination. Our entire world reality, our experience as a soul is funneled through this imaginative faculty that we have. And the intuition works straight through that. So when you find yourself daydreaming or like wishing and wanting for things, and then your mind stepping in and saying how you can't and how you're not enough or good enough or skilled or trained or whatever, it's time to make some space. And it's time for you really to start to claim these things that are calling you. No matter how far-fetched it might seem at this time to your limited perception and understanding of yourself at this time, right? Okay, because this is about getting into alignment. And even if you look at how these cards are laid out, it's like following your intuition to get you into alignment, to really claim your power, to walk your path and purpose, and to start to experience that magic, that way that the universe just begins to unfold things for us in a way that our conscious minds could never expect or comprehend how it even happens. So this is an amazing reading, you guys. I'm pretty impressed. So the last card that we have here is the music card. And I feel like you know, often when that music card comes out, it's talking about going with the flow. And this one has been coming out a lot lately too. So, you know, I feel like this is where they're talking about that resistance that I've been describing, and the disconnect kind of between the heart, intuition, and the thinking mind. That's kind of what's causing a delay or this slower process of things aligning in your life, because that music card is talking about like this natural rhythm that flows through our lives. And there's times when life is like we have to really step up and we're trying to keep up to everything, and then there's times when things are very slow and we need to like just kind of feel what the tempo is that's happening and be in this place of, it's like of acceptance of how quickly or how slowly things are moving in your life, and to kind of begin to intuitively feel into this natural rhythm that is playing throughout your life at this time. And again, that's when the mind will step in and say, you know, I'm moving towards my path and purpose and it's not happening fast enough. And, you know how the mind is with this, right? This kind of impatience that happens. And I feel like this is saying, just begin to really feel the rhythm of how things are unfolding, the pace that things are unfolding, because it is unfolding at the right time, the timing that the universe needs for for the universe to work its magic in your life. So it's kind of like stepping into your power, like with this line guy card, but also being in that place of openness and receptiveness at the same time, right? Okay, so there is a part 2 to this reading, right? So we have our treasure chest boxes A, B, or C, and that's going to shine a lot more light on this part of your reading, okay? And I am available for personal readings, and all my info is down below, so I'll see you guys for your part 2 in just a sec. Hi, group 2. For those of you who have chosen our yoga, I can't even think of names for these guys, but I don't think I really need to, do I? So we'll just move these guys over and let's see what we have here. Okay, right off the bat, we have the red native card. And this one is a pretty amazing card. I'm just going to get there's a ton of detail in this like feathering motion that's around the outside. And I see these two yellow guys inside, to my eye anyway. They look a lot like native totem poles. So with the Red Native card, this one is talking about your spiritual path, your spiritual journey. That whatever this is that they're trying to answer for you, I feel like they're saying whatever is happening and unfolding in your life at this time, and usually this comes in the form of like challenges or struggles or hardships, that these things are coming up into your life and like forcing you to wake up to yourself, to your spiritual path, to a higher road, to the depths of who you really, really are. Like, I feel like this is a very deeply spiritual card that's here, that the reading is about, sorry. Okay, we also have the Boundless card. Okay, and so with that Boundless card, it's usually talking about feeling some sort of limitations in our lives. And, sometimes we can feel like we are limited. Like I'm only this skin suit. And all I can do is just, get tossed around in this river of life that's directed by some mysterious universe that seems to not care, that I'm getting crashed around on the riverside as it sweeps me down my life. And this card is kind of saying you aren't that limited. That's your, the egoic mind thinking perception of yourself that is limiting you into this little tiny box when you are so much more than that, and you are so much more. And that's why they're talking about, the true depths of who you are spiritually and in a spiritual. Oh my gosh. Okay. This one is one of my most favorite fractals ever, because I can't control when I'm layer after layer formula, that each formula I apply to the fractal changes it over and over. And this one came out with hearts in it, and it's stunning. And this one is called Infinite Love. And it's like, that's kind of funny. Infinite love, boundless. And I feel like, often this card does come out for like love relationship kind of readings, but it feels to me like with the nature of what they're talking about here, I feel like one, they're talking about you really getting centered into your heart. And I know that can be really difficult at times, because life can be so damn owie that it's hard to get centered into your heart and feel like that this somehow makes us vulnerable or susceptible to the hurts of life. But this actually is what puts us in alignment to that, because it's an infinite love. Like, I feel like they're talking about really coming into alignment with the true essence of the universe, which is divine, unconditional love. And I feel like they're kind of pointing at this being starting with you, and not kind of living with this, everything's good and everything's okay, and I'm just going to do all this positive thinking and ignoring all the weeds that are growing in the garden. And I think it's Anthony Robbins who says, you can pretend there's no weeds in the garden. Meanwhile, while you do, your garden is like going to be taken over by these weeds. And I feel like they're kind of pointing toward that thing, that it isn't about, just saying or repeating like a mantra, that I love everyone, we're one, it's good, everything's okay, or any of that. That this is about really going within your heart into all those tender, soft spots, and really coming to first love and accept yourself. And from that place, then be able to really rest at that place with that heart of love and compassion for your fellow man. And, to really settle in that understanding that hurt people hurt other people. And that this is just some aspect of you that is alive out here that's mirroring this to you when we experience it, to bring us to a place of forgiveness, to bring us to a place of compassion, to bring us to a place of empathy and understanding. And I feel like that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, perhaps with this, the feeling of these struggles and challenges that keep coming up to you in your life, is to bring you back into this center so that you work through this crap that life just always seems to offer us, because it's the golden gift inside is for us to come really in within that sense of peace, so that we are resting from that divine part of ourselves, that our divine essence emanates that flavor of unconditional love for ourselves and each other, right? And coming into that sort of unity, that higher understanding. And that can be a really long road and a lot of personal work, right? But they always say that, you have to be a little bit crazy to decide that you're going to walk a spiritual path, because it's so much easier to just be one of the sheeple people and stay asleep in your life and not really work on you. And this is talking about you really doing the deepest work, where you have to be the bravest of souls to do that. And you are here to do that. And, it directly relates to the contribution that you end up giving into this world. So I feel like in one essence, okay, this is funny. Okay, hold on. So the last card that we have here is the light body card. So that's hilarious, because I'm talking away and I'm holding this card. I had no idea that this is what it is. And this one, I don't think this one has shown up for quite some time. So, it kind of looks like this galactic kind of being, right? And so with that light body card, in a way, it's talking about us in our own ascension process, our own enlightenment process. I mean, it's almost shocking how much it works with these other three cards that we've got laid out here. And it does talk about, us experiencing this kind of shifting, I guess we could say alignment, but more like this growth period, and how through this growth that we're here to really come into alignment into our spiritual path, like I've been saying all along, that a lot of the times we can experience even physical discomfort or symptoms of this kind of realigning, which is kind of like, it's almost like hazy about what is happening in our life around us, or, having like heart palpitations, or, this general malaise, and it's all of these physical symptoms is the beginning process of us releasing these old energy, emotional stuff from our body in this cleansing, clearing period, to really put us into alignment to this higher truth. And I feel like this is talking about, your own connection to spirit, to angels, to whether it is like galactic kind of beings, ascended masters, whatever that is, like kind of, I feel like they're talking about you're more supported in this than you really realize. And I know that it's easy to feel like we're alone on this spiritual path. And when you really dive into your true spiritual path, like really working it, it can feel like you're completely alone here. Like they just like dropped you off and waved goodbye and said, I'll pick you up at the end of that white tunnel when you pass over at the end of your life. And so in that one essence, they're saying that's not really what's happening here. But the other thing that I find interesting is on this guy, I'm going to try to hold him up. It's kind of hard to see on video, but in here on his chest, there's this heart shape in the lines. And that heart shape is like a direct reference to coming in. Exactly what I've been saying with this infinite love card, right? That there is something about you coming into that alignment with your heart center and into that, like, because that boundless card is also talking about, you know, especially because this is so spiritual, about doing that, you know, the personal cleansing, the emotional cleansing of our past and all of those things, but also, you know, our path to true enlightenment, to truly waking up to the unlimited true self that we are, that boundless stillness that is God, right, within us, and having that a direct enlightenment experience. Okay, so we have 2 more cards. I know this reading for you guys ended up being a bit longer, but I feel like the message is really important. And I feel like for a lot of you, it really is to help reassure you, you know, and give you that sense of the universe is with you, that you are loved, you are not alone in this journey. And oh, nice. Okay, this is exciting. So the other card that's here is the change of mind card. And I feel like that is talking about what I was just saying about that limitless card, that this is us doing that higher work of really stepping into that place of stillness, doing that work every day of really beginning to disconnect from the ego self, the false self, to the thinking, to the mind that we listen to every day, that's kind of latched onto us like a leech and has us believing that we are these thoughts, when we are this infinite, boundless, divine, you know, it's impossible to describe what the universe really is, what God really is, right? And this, I feel like that change of mind card is talking about taking that process of stepping away through, you know, daily mindfulness practice, through I am self-inquiry, to meditating into that stillness. Okay. And I feel like they're talking about a reprieve in your daily being, your sense of joy and your sense of happiness beginning to really unfold in a way that is not influenced by anything that's happening outside of you in reality. Okay. And the other card here is this feline card. And that's funny. Okay. And I love that this card is out with this, you guys, because that feline card is talking about taking a big leap forward, right? That, you know, it can feel a lot of the times that we have our eye on this prize, you know, this desire to walk this truly deeply spiritual path and to rise above this humanness that we're in. And sometimes it can feel like we're not making any progress. And I feel like they're talking about you really feeling more of this connection to the universe, to the divine. But I feel like there's a big leap forward that's happening for you, a big progression, a big step up, like however you want to say it. So I almost feel like I want to say, just hold on, that this process is happening, like, and you're going to start to really see it for yourself. Just be patient in this process. It's happening exactly as it should. Okay. So, we still have our part 2 to do, which is going to make it even more personal to you and divulge more information. And I am available for personal readings. My info is down below, and I'll see you guys in part 2 in just a sec. Hi, group 3. Okay, let's see. I don't want to block our candles, but I'm going to move them out of the way here. Let's see what we have for you. Okay, we have the Doves card. And so when the Doves card is coming out, they're talking about cycling from the old to the new, because these two doves are connected here by their tails in a way, and it kind of spirals off into infinity. So a lot of this is talking about completing a cycle, completing some sort of circle here, and kind of moving into a new stage or a new cycle. Now, with that Doves card, it is often talking about relationships. And this can be talking about like personal, intimate relationships with a partner, but this can also be talking about any of the relationships that are in your life. So in one way, they could be talking about, you know, that process of watching some of your relationships kind of falling away, or us really stepping into ourselves and our power and going, okay, you know, this particular relationship, it nurtures me and feeds me, and I feel like we're working together, you know, whether that's friends or lovers, right? Family, doesn't matter. But this relationship, it's not, I don't feel like it's serving me anymore, because it's okay to be selfish, like about yourself when it comes to relationships, right? Because I know that a lot of you guys who follow my channel, my subscribers, you guys are very like empathetic and very sensitive and very, like, you guys are very spiritual. And it seems like we tend to draw the biggest relationship challenges for us to really grow on our spiritual path. And I feel like a lot of this is you kind of like really coming into completion with some of these lessons and going, okay, I love this person or these people, but now I'm going to love myself first, and I'm going to love myself more, and I'm going to make the right choices, the healthiest choices for me, instead of falling back on old relationship patterns and behaviors. Now, there's probably more to this. Once we get out the other cards, we'll kind of have an even better understanding or idea, but it's definitely about cycling into the new. Okay, and we have, that's funny, we have new direction. So I really do not cherry pick these cards. I, you know, select them out and just put them in the pile. I don't even look until I do the card reading on film. And we have new directions. And so, I mean, again, we have this massive spiral here, right? But do you notice how we've got these like purple tones and then this kind of greeny yellow color happening here? So not only is this like, you know, kind of completing up a particular cycle or life lessons in your life and moving into a new cycle, this card is directly talking about a new direction, a new path. And that is talking about relationships. But when the new direction card comes out, it's usually talking about like significant changes or things altering here, so that, you know, wherever we've been pointed in our direction coming down, there's this big like U-turn, and we're weaving and like heading down a new path. So I have to say, oftentimes when this card comes up, there can be moves physical house moves from one location to another. There can be new relationships coming in. It can also be like change of jobs, profession, or career, like in every area. So I feel because this is, this card reading is answers to your deepest questions. I feel like whatever area has been in your heart that you've been asking about, that Spirit is talking about things kind of shifting out of the old and coming into a new path. So if you've been working on, like I don't know why I'm saying this. So for some of you, I feel like it's questioning, like, why haven't I manifested these things into my life yet? Like, what am I doing wrong, or what's happening? And I feel like they're kind of saying you needed to complete up this kind of old cycles, some of your soul lessons, your higher learning. And now you've got this energy, this completion energy coming in that's driving your car down a new road into a new way of being, living, and experiencing. Okay. Wow. Okay. We also have the self-talk card. Now, this card hasn't come out in quite some time. So do you see these look like lips, great big lips, and then there's these sharp teeth, but these sharp teeth are pointing inward. They're going inward this way. And so that self-talk, feel like, especially with that, I'm going to describe this in just 1 second. I just want to see what our last... Okay, this is making sense to me. So the last card here, we have another spiral, you guys. And this is called Healing with Intention. And, it's a very powerful card. Like, the energy of this it's amazing. So with the Healing with Intention and the new directions and this spiraling that's happening in the Doves card as well, you've got 3 out of 4 cards have spirals in them. And wherever there are spirals, I say this all the time, there is growth, expansion, right? And energy moves in this form of spirals. Galaxies form out in spirals. It's the nature of how energy moves. And so there's a huge amount of energy happening in your life. And I feel for many of you, this is kind of talking about what I was saying here, with kind of coming to that place with your own lessons that you've been learning through your experience of interaction with others, and really doing the work to really begin healing that stuff for yourself, so that you can have new kind of relationships and new kind of experiences. And the other thing with the Healing with Intention card is that sometimes they're talking about needing to get that lesson over and over and over before you just kind of surrender to it and go, okay, I'm ready, I will. And I've said this a lot this week in personal readings, that, the teacher teaches what they need to learn, but a teacher learns what they need to teach. And I feel like for many of you guys are like one of these natural healers here in this world. And like, don't pigeonhole it into thinking, oh, energy healing. I feel like they're talking about, like what I do. I don't call myself a healer, but an element of what I do helps to bring healing to other people. And so this is what I'm feeling with this card, is that you guys have these beautiful gifts, and you've been met with these really difficult challenges as far as people in your lives to kind of wake you up, for you to go through this process of healing for yourself, so that through this journey you've been learning, and each one has created like a tool that you've learned from, and it's a tool on your tool belt, so that as you come down this kind of new path, it's when you meet up with someone else, you can go, Yeah, I know that one. I know that story. I've been through that. And you know what? I can help you because I have the tool. And this is how you use it, sort of thing. So there's an element of you guys healing and being healers, that there's some contribution that you're here to make over your lifetime that either directly or indirectly helps facilitate this kind of deeper understanding and healing in others. But we have the self-talk card. And so I feel like the universe is kind of pointing to an area of weakness here with you guys. And they are talking about, you know, this inner mental chatter where I feel like, you know, there's the word empaths comes to mind with you guys in group 3 a lot. And I know that you would be very conscious about what kind of words you're using with other people, or, you know, the energy that you're putting out, all of those things. But, you know, what you're doing here in your private world with yourself, how are you talking to yourself? How kind and loving are you being to yourself? Are you talking to yourself the way that your best friend would talk to you and support you? Because this card is kind of calling you out, you guys. And it's kind of saying, like, you know, because these teeth come inward, it's almost like ingesting this constant mental chatter of how, you know, whatever your beliefs are about yourself, you know, always seeing yourself with these shortcomings, or never seeing yourself as this beautiful, amazing person that you really are, that other people can see within you, that you have difficulty accepting and seeing in yourself. And they're talking about this kind of old, scratchy record playing over and over in your mind, and you're still listening to that melody and still eating it, chewing, like eating it up. All this stuff that your mind is saying about you, you're just like, yep, I'm going to eat that. Yeah, I'm not good enough. You know what I mean? So I feel like, you know, with love, that the universe is giving you a little loving discipline here. And it's kind of saying, like, that's enough, right? No more of that. It's time to really start to take on the last bits of this healing work that you guys have to do for yourselves, and to really step out of this persona that has been created, that you believe you are, and the food and thoughts and voices and feelings and things that it's feeding you that isn't true and isn't congruent to who you truly are. Okay. And in that last step, I also feel that that's going to be the biggest contributor to the change in these relationships that are coming up here for you guys. So we still have 2 more cards. So let's see, group 3, answers to their deepest questions. What is going on here? Okay, and I feel like it's these 2 right here. All right, and we have, okay, we have the Storm card, and I like that one's come out, because I feel like it's reiterating what I was talking about with these stormy kind of relationships or interactions, like with the world that you've been kind of having or being confronted with. And the thing with the Storm card is that, okay, you see how it's like this staticky kind of energy on the outside, and this is like you in the middle, okay? And that Storm card, those events, those situations, those challenges that you've been having, you know, it does create almost like this static in our lives. And it creates a lot of mental static where, you know, you find yourself sitting quietly, you know, and renumerating, because, you know, our hearts just love to feel the hurts we've experienced over and over. the mind gears towards the negative, and you're having all these mental conversations, self-talk, mental conversations of what you wish you really said, or you're still having that argument in your head, or you're justifying yourself and you're doing all that, you know. And this storm card is talking about this kind of like the lightning and thunder rolling in your life, and the lightning coming and just kind of zapping everything, giving you, it's like a wake up. And I feel like they're talking about this kind of wake up energy that's happening, because when that lightning strikes in a storm, it breaks up those ions, it changes the charge. And after that storm passes, the air is like fresh and beautiful. And so with that storm card, I feel like they're saying, like, just hold on with what's been happening here, because you're shifting into a new direction. Like, you're really waking up to what the process is within you and what's happening in here. And it's altering what's going to be manifesting for you out here. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the last card that we have is take flight. And, you know, a lot of the times this is a social card, but with you guys, I really feel like this butterfly and the words take flight. I feel like the biggest message with this for you guys today is to be brave and to allow yourself to move into this new direction, to be okay, to, you know, do the processes that you need to come into that place of acceptance of some of these old relationships falling away, and the changes, you know, the circumstances that might be forcing you into this new path, with maybe having to move or losing a job and needing to look for new work, that it's bringing you down this right road, and to really step out of that place of resistance and to just move with it, to take flight, to fly, because there's this beautiful flower up here in the heavens, and this golden energy is coming down into this butterfly. And this is talking about where things are heading for you, you guys, that it is going to feed your soul. It's going to feed the core of you. And it's just cleaning up this last little bit of stuff that lives within you. And this energy is breaking. This energy of what you've been going through is breaking. And it's time. You're taking flight. You're moving in a new direction. So I feel like there's so much hope and encouragement here for you guys. My gosh. Okay. So that's the end of this part of your reading. I am available for personal readings. My info is down below. And be sure to do our part 2, because there's even more information that is going to make this more clear and kind of give you hints of other things that are happening or coming up for you soon. All right, I'll see you in part 2. Hi, Group A. Okay, let's see what we have for our part 2. I'm just going to draw us out one card to kind of lead us here, and I feel like this is the one. So we're going to take that, and okay, we have the rejuvenation card. And I have to point out, this card came out last week actually, that there is this massive spiral happening in here. So we have growth and expansion for you guys. But with the rejuvenation card showing up, I feel like they're talking about you guys really catching a second wind, you know, improvements like to your health. If you've been feeling fatigued, kind of a rejuvenation of that energy, and, you know, your heart, and, you know, your heart for doing things, your will. Like, I feel like there's a kind of a uplifting energy that's kind of stepping in here with you guys. So that's really beautiful. And for charms, just toss out a couple here and let's see what we've got. So we do have some letters today, you guys. I'm going to bring them. I'll put this guy up here. So we have, we have the letter S. We have the letter R. We have quite a few letters actually, don't we? The letter B, the letter D, and the letter M. Okay, so I feel like we need just a few more charms. I'm just gonna dig in here. Okay, and so, wow, I was hiding one. Oh, no, the letter R. Okay, so we have so many initials coming out. That's so funny. So usually I find that these initials can be representing particular people in your lives that might be important over this coming period for you. This is a timeless reading, so I'm not going to say over this week. I feel like over this period that's coming for you. And that's funny, we actually ended up with 3 astrological signs. So the astrological signs, I find they can represent people who are significant or coming into your life that are going to be significant. But I feel often that it's also representing or symbolizing some of the energies that you're going to be working with over the next coming period. So the first one that we have here is Virgo. So with that Virgo energy, of course, this is Virgo is about, you know, getting organized. She is ruled by Mercury, so, you know, she's very much into the getting things in order, getting things into the proper place. But the biggest thing with Virgo is the sign of service. And this is about you guys kind of coming to realize how you can be in service in the world, or what you're really kind of gaining more awareness of how you want to be of service to the world. So, you know, kind of coming into your gifts and realizing that your heart feels better when you're putting your energy out here versus, you know, when we're in tougher times in our life, we want to contract. And I feel like they're talking about you putting yourself out there in some way. So, I mean, this could be joining social groups. This could be doing some volunteering. This could just be you getting clear about what it is you really want to do in this world. The other thing with Virgo is very health oriented. And I feel that's kind of pointing back to this rejuvenation card for some of you. So this is, you know, kind of taking more of a holistic or natural approach to your diet, to, any kind of herbal or natural remedies to help, you know, clear up any health issues that are hanging around for you. So I feel like they're talking about a few things here with that Virgo energy. Now, we have 2 fire signs here. So Virgo is an earth sign. That's why I'm saying this is a more natural or holistic connection to your health and well-being this week. But we have Aries and Leo, which are both fire signs, yet they manifest differently. So with that fire in your readings, like Leo's ruled by the sun and Aries is ruled by Mars, I feel like there's a lot more. It's really actually backing up what this rejuvenation card is about, because Aries is ruled by Mars, which is your energy, your action, your drive, your passion, your sexual libido. Like, there's so many things that Mars rules, but with Aries coming out, there's an increase in that. Okay. So there is more drive and more passion for engaging the world and putting your energy out there and that sort of thing. Also, Aries is kind of like, because it's the first astrological sign of the zodiac, Aries is a starter. So I wouldn't be surprised if you end up picking up some new projects or beginning some new things that maybe have been playing in your mind and you've been putting off doing it. There's something about new beginnings, starting new projects, that sort of thing with Aries. The other, with Leo being here and the sun being ruled by the sun, this, I feel like they're talking about, in one way, really becoming aware of, you know, the ego mind, the ego self, or the false self, right? And Leo has a lot of pride in what they do. And I feel like they're not talking about like egoic kind of pride. It's like coming from that place of self-love and really, you know, seeing your own good, that kind of thing. But Leo can be a bit of a showman. And so there's something about you kind of like stepping out into the spotlight, maybe even in a really much more gentler way of just allowing yourself to be more seen among the people, that your circle of people, right? Now, the other last thing with Leo, Leo is the zodiac that represents kids and creativity, because Leo rules the 5th house of the zodiac. So with that, you know, be a little more attentive with, you know, your desires for a relationship, what you want in a healthy relationship. Begin manifesting, like writing down what you want in your perfect partner and that sort of thing. And allow yourself to be that, like, you know, that mushy romantic, right? It's okay to be that. And kids could figure prominently over the next few weeks for you guys, because there's something very nurturing. Leos are like the mama bears and papa bears. You know, in North America, we kind of say, oh, she's a real mama bear, meaning, you know, really nurturing and protective of her kids. And so there's that nurturing, loving, protective energy that is kind of, you'll be working through or with over the next few weeks. Okay. As far as our charms, you know, we have the Hanged Man and we have the Devil. So I know that at first glance, it might seem a little bit negative, but actually, you guys, with that Hanged Man, I feel like what they're talking about is coming to completion with things like, I feel like decisions, because it's what's been hanging you up, holding you up. And I feel like they're talking about finally breaking through, like making some decisions, getting unstuck is the energy that I'm really feeling with that. So you know, to me, I'm seeing that as a good thing. With the Devil showing up, I actually do like this guy, because the Devil is kind of like our temptations or our deeper passions that we push aside. And, you know, the Devil tempts us to our passions and sins or whatnot. But I feel like this is like, it's almost like giving yourself permission to really explore some of these things in your life that you've wanted to, but you've held yourself back out of fear. So I feel like this is breaking through some barriers of fears over the next few weeks. And that's a really beautiful, amazing thing. Now, I really need to talk about this one, because I don't think that this one has shown up before. So we have Cinderella's pumpkin. Okay. So with Cinderella's pumpkin being there, so I'm sure you're all aware of the fable, you know, that Cinderella had to get home in time before her carriage turned back into a pumpkin. And I feel like what they're talking about with that is really, I feel like they're talking, there's this romance. So I feel like they're talking in one way about letting yourself kind of be that hopeless romantic, fall into that, letting your heart feel those sort of things. But I also feel like it's like not letting this, I want to say the negative side of your mind, like fear some of the good things that are happening in your life, fearing that it's going to end, or things never turn out good for me in the end. I don't get this kind of happy ending. And I feel like it's kind of like busting free of some of these old fears about the good things that are here in your life and can be here. Okay. Now, that is interesting. So we have a horse here, and we have a horse here. So I'm just checking to make sure we don't have any other horses. Okay. And we have a couple leaves, a couple butterflies. Now, I'm not going to read them all, but I'm going to spread them out here. So if you want to pause and just feel for yourself what some of the charms may mean for you. With the horses here, horses are like spirit and will. And there's something about like freedom and really taking off in that sort of your will, you know, your true heart's will, and being free. There's something about being free with the energy of that. And I want to say we've got a bat showing up here. And with bat energy showing up, bat represents change. Okay. So, you know, with this rejuvenation, this starter energy, this could be talking about some sort of new relationship starting up for you. There's changes with health. There's changes in kind of how you're approaching your life and looking at things lately. But there is some sort of change coming up. And I do feel it's more in the positive, especially with, you know, like our deepest daydreams, kind of something along those lines coming true. Okay. So I want to thank you guys. Please hit the like and subscribe, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Hi, Group B. Okay, so, well, maybe I'll start with this first. We'll get out one card just to go with what, yeah, I'm going with this one. Okay, so we have, nice. Okay, we have the Return of Spirit card. So with that, in this card, I always see this as a phoenix, okay? And this is like, kind of like a rejuvenation, but this is kind of like rising up out of the ashes. This is like, kind of like the smoke clearing in your life. I feel like this is kind of like seeing things for what they really are and kind of rising above them in a renewed kind of energy for your life within yourself, and really having that sense or feeling that the universe is working with you and through you, instead of that feeling of things working against you. Yeah, there's much more of a spiritual kind of connect for you in your heart mentally. And I feel like a lot more passion, juice, and drive to like fuel things, fuel your path moving forward. So I'm just going to try to get a big chunk. Oh, I'm going to just steal this because I want to see what's here. Now, what do we have for letters? We have a P. We have a Y. We have an L. And we have an X. Okay. So these are letters of people that could be prominent or important. Oh, sorry. I'll get it up into view for you here. Letters of people who are important to you over the next few weeks. With the X showing up here, you guys, sometimes that is an X making an appearance in our lives. And sometimes it's talking, like I'm feeling with this Return of Spirit card, is like X marks the spot, you know, kind of like having this little inner treasure chest of good kind of being revealed to you, like this sweet spot, if you will, in your life, kind of revealing itself. Now, for astrological signs, we have Taurus, Aquarius, and Cancer. Okay, so we have air, earth, and water. All right, so of course, these can represent people in your life coming up or coming new into your life, or whatever the significance is. But this is also energies that you're going to be working with or tapping into over the next few weeks. So with Cancer being there, Cancer is a water sign, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. So there's a lot about intuition, gut feelings. I feel like intuitively connecting to spirit, your guides, your angels, absolutely that sort of thing. But I feel like, it is like really sensing and feeling out into your world over the next few weeks and really honoring what your gut is saying about events, situations, people in your life. And like, don't poo-poo it, don't ignore it, like really embrace that, okay? Also the home, Cancer is the moon is the home. So the home can be really important. You might find that you're spending a bit more time at home, or that you do what you need to kind of alter things at home so that you have more peace, rearranging your room, those sort of things, like really putting some heart, time, and energy into the home. Now, with Taurus here, Taurus is about security. And I feel like, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Taurus is very earthy, very grounded, very into nature. So I have to say, like, get out in nature, get your hands dirty in the earth, or, get yourself some flowers. But with that, there's a focus with that Venus energy that works through Taurus. There's something about finding real comfort and security for yourselves over the next few weeks. And, Taurus is a very slow moving, stubborn kind of energy. So what I like about that is that it's not this flaky kind of rush in, and this is a very slow, steady, sincere growth and movement in your life toward those things that truly bring you this sense of peace, a sense of security emotionally, mentally, and physically through finances, because Venus is about money as well. Okay. With Aquarius being here, that is, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So I always like to say, expect the unexpected wherever Uranus is. But there is that element of breaking away. Like, Uranus is the lightning bolt, the unexpected, shocking new. And so there's kind of like a new pattern to being, a new pattern to thinking. There could be, with the security, something new that comes into your life, whether that's job or another avenue for income, or, an addition in the household to add to the finances. There's something new kind of coming in this way. And there's more of, Uranus is very humanitarian, and there is about kind of like making this bigger connection, like to the whole or to the world, in this kind of rebirth kind of energy that's going through with you. Okay. So keep that in mind and really be open to that. And we have a crown. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, guys. It does say princess on there, but don't let that deter you. I feel like this, regardless of that feminine word, that this is talking about you guys really, we even had a card in one of the readings this week that was talking about a lion guide, which is owning your kingdom. And now we have a crown coming out. And I feel like in one way, I was talking with this Cancer energy, being intuitive, intuition, the crown. I always think of the crown chakra, right? So I feel like there is this kind of opening to these higher intuitive energies. Absolutely. But I feel like this is also about kind of like that energy of this world is your kingdom, the life that you are living, the world that you are experiencing, and kind of feeling like, not that you have control, because we never really have control, that's an illusion, but having a sense or a feeling of it working out in the ways that you've been working to manifest things, and having a sense of like, this is my world, a real claiming and owning and placing your stake in your life and going, hell yeah, this is my life. you know, especially with that renewal energy of the return of spirit there. So I'm just flipping this over. Now, I'm not reading all of these, you guys, but I'm going to read. Okay, so this is interesting. We have a rabbit here. You see that? Kind of like a Playboy bunny almost. And we have a rabbit here. So what I do want to say about that, the first thing that is popping into my intuition when I'm looking at these two is I feel like this is really kind of about confronting fears. You know, this Uranus energy that comes with Aquarius is that breakthrough energy I was talking about. And I feel like, you know, rabbits generally are these fearful little animals, and they scurry away and they hide. And I feel like there's some sort of breakthrough coming here for you guys about some of your fears and what, you know, your own personal sense of power. And I feel like it's breaking through some of that. You're treading new ground, new beginnings, that sort of thing. So that's really beautiful. And I do have to say, with the butterfly showing up, there is that renewal energy being spoken about again. Okay, so I'm going to flip the last ones over for you guys, and you can pause and take a look and see if there's anything that draws your eye, and you can intuit for yourself. So I want to say thank you. Please hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you again next week. Take care. Hi, Group C. How are you? Okay, so let's see which card we're gonna, this is the one here. So, okay, we have the recognition card. Now, with that card, this is like yellow gold, and this is a lot about your empowerment, and this is about gaining recognition on some level in some way. And this could be like being recognized at work for the good work that you do, or having some sort of recognition out in your life from other people, through the public, that sort of thing. But that recognition card also is about you coming to recognize your own value, your own worth, or, you know, something that you're good at or gifted at. There's recognition in two folds coming out here for you guys. Now let's just see what the charms have, and we'll I want to grab another letter or two here. Let's see what we've got. It's hiding in my fingernail. Okay, well, it's a Z. We have a Z. I'll move that up for you, sorry. A Z and A, and we have the letter M. I want to make sure there's no other. Okay. All right, so for astrological signs, now these letters can be people who are significant to you. I want to just get these astrological signs. We have 3. Okay, so astrological signs can also represent people who are important to you over the next little while. But this also represents some sort of energies that you're going to be working with or utilizing over the next few weeks. So we have Scorpio. Now, Scorpio likes to dig deep and go beneath the surface, like go deep below the surface. So I feel like there's something about real intimacy happening here, because Scorpio doesn't like to sit in the shallow end of anything, right? It doesn't want to skim the surface. It wants to dive down into the juicy stuff. And I feel like this is a lot about you really diving deep within yourself, or allowing yourself to really open on a deeper, intimate level with friends or an intimate lover in some sort of way. Scorpio is a water sign. There's intuition. You're going to be like really following your gut this week, not this week, over this next bit of time. And I always kind of say, when that Scorpion energy comes up, Scorpios are very skilled with their verbal communication and can be quick to lash out. Okay. And they just raise their little scorpion tail when they feel threatened and just bzzz and give us a zap. And so I feel like there's kind of like the universe is just kind of saying, you know, be mindful of the words that you're using, or if you're feeling defensive, to take a deeper approach, to look below your feelings, initial feelings of hurt and needing to defend yourself, to see what's really going on below the surface there. With the Capricorn energy, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Capricorn really likes to take its time. Capricorn is very logical, methodical, and sometimes we can feel like there's delays in things that are happening for us. And just know that if you're feeling like things aren't coming as quickly as you'd like, because Saturn does tend to delay things, there's something important, some important lessons learning, or karma, because karma is directly connected with Saturn and Capricorn. So there's some sort of karma that you're working through, or some sort of lessons that you need to get before things continue to move on or break through in that particular area. And you'll understand that. But this is also about taking your time with things over the next little while. Okay. Now we have Gemini too. So we have Earth, water, and air. So with the air signs, and air signs are very logical. They're very intellectual, up in their mind. And so Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So we've got a lot of communication. And I feel like that really does fit in with this Scorpio energy here. So we've got a lot of communication, being aware of your communication, growth in your communication, and with that Gemini energy, sometimes there's a tendency to intellectualize your emotions. So just be aware of that you are allowing yourself to not just think about your feelings, but feel your feelings. Okay. That one I feel like is going to be really important. And one of the aspects of Mercury is working with your hands. So you could find yourself communicating more, but you could find yourself working with your hands more. Now, this one, I don't think I've seen this one come out in our charms before. So I really want to talk about this one, because we have this axe. And, you know, like an axe kind of like chops things down, chops it up, severs, right? Almost like scissor energy. So I feel like there's some sort of ending that's taking place here. All right. But I feel like sometimes things end because we're ready for something new to move into our lives. And I feel like it's like, I think of chopping a tree, not that I ever condone that, but it's like making space. And I feel like there's some sort of something's being removed to make space for something new or something better, or to make space for something that's just kind of resting here, that has that needs more, to take up more area of your life, your time, or your focus in some way. Here's another one that we haven't had before, and this is she's a little witch on a broom. And I like that, because this is kind of like, I feel like that's claiming your power in a way, like claiming your magical self and not living like, you know, a lot of the muggle or non-magical folk. This is like you really stepping into the magic of things like manifesting, healing, prayers, herbal health, whatever those things are. I feel like it's taking on all of these other fun, playful aspects that do go along with spirituality. With that crystal, it's a snowflake, but with that crystal snowflake energy, that always reminds me of Masaru Emoto and the programming of water, the crystal structure that water forms depending on the kind of words that are used with the water. And this, I feel, is coming right back to that Scorpio energy and that Gemini, which is communication and watching how you're communicating. I feel it's like what you're communicating, your thoughts and words are, influencing the world around you and the world inside of you. And there's a lot about mindfulness of that, or learning lessons around that, and really becoming much more conscious so that you can make space in your life for a higher level of understanding and creating something that's more congruent, more on a higher level, heart level kind of thing with your words. With your words and in your heart, like that things are manifesting or crystallizing in a way that's more congruent to how you want to be. I guess that's a better word to say it. Now, I'm not reading all of the charms, but I am putting them all, spreading them out here for you, so you can pause the video if you would like. Now, I just am taking a look to see if there's any of these other ones drawing me. We do have this little frog, and this frog I don't think has come out before either in our readings. Maybe it has. I do want to talk about that one because, frogs, of course, do make big jumps, big leaps, and I feel like this could be a lot of progression, which was in one of our card readings this week also. A big leap, a lot of progression, but this also is about transformation. This is about like growth, because frogs start out as these little tiny pollywogs, right? And they evolve and transform into these creatures that are both of land and water, right? And I feel like this is being able to navigate the inner worlds of our emotions, which is what the water represents, and being able to navigate and master the land, which represents our physical reality, which I feel like really comes in with this crystal, the snowflake energy that I was talking about. And you guys, I have to say, we have a coin showing up here, and it's supposed to represent money. And so I do have to say, I feel like there's some sort of shift or something coming in, like an increase of finances, maybe a little bit of extra cash coming your way, or a way to make some extra cash. I feel like there's something about money, or even like really getting serious about your manifesting and actually bringing in some extra money for yourself. Okay, so that is our reading for the week. Please do hit the like and subscribe. I'll see you guys again next week. Take care.